Hello Internet people, and welcome to my second ever Friday Sews video. If you don't know, hashtag Friday Sews is a way for the sewing community here on YouTube to get together on Fridays and chit chat about everything and anything sewing related. The tag was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, so thank you to her, and thank you to everyone who's been doing Friday Sews videos. Last week we did the Get to Know Friday Sews tag, and I had so much fun hopping from channel to channel to channel, just listening to everyone's responses. And I think it was simply Delilah who said it was like trick-or-treating, and it totally is. It was really, really fun. I pretty much spent all last Friday just watching YouTube. So today I'm going to tell you all about my most recent make. I'm going to share with you what I accomplished this week and what my upcoming plans are. I'm also going to show you a pretty large fabric haul, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is my most recent make. It is Mccall's 7975. Here's the pattern. And I made it out of this sweater knit from Minerva.com. I'm sorry that I have my mic here, but otherwise you won't be able to hear me. So to make this was my very first serger project. And I followed along a Brittany J. Jones sew along to help me make it. She didn't specifically talk about serging in it, so I just kind of winged it. And I think it actually came out okay. There are a few problems with it, which I will tell you about. But first, let me give you a better look at it. So this is my Mccall 7975. Like I said, I made it out of a sweater knit from Minerva.com. And there's two main issues with it. Number one, the neckband, and number two, the hem. Now, I've probably mentioned before, I'm not super familiar with sewing knits. It's still pretty new to me, and I just got a serger, so it was my first project sewing with the serger. So first with the hem, I used wash away Wonder Tape on the hem, and it didn't go well. What happened was the wash away Wonder Tape is supposed to wash away in the wash, and it didn't. What happened was it got hard and kind of crispy, and so when I would like stretch the hem, it would just stay stretched out. I basically soaked it a couple different times in palm olive and then eventually in vinegar overnight. Like it was like 2 different soaks overnight, and re-washed it and still had trouble getting it out. So eventually I unpicked the hem, soaked it again, and it did mostly come out. And then I basically had kind of a stretched out hem. So I did try to re-sew it, but it's kind of wavy and stretched out, so it was a little bit unsuccessful. I did make a post on Pattern Review about asking if anybody else had had trouble ever washing out wash away Wonder Tape, and it did seem like there were some people who have had trouble with it in the past, which really is too bad, because when I first discovered it I thought it was just like a miracle product, but I have had trouble now with 2 projects having it not wash out, and so I'm starting to wonder if it's not as great as I thought. The second issue with this top is the neckline, and with that I sewed it first with a fourth thread overlock, and it was kind of gaping and stretched out, and so it didn't. Oh, the cat just jumped on me. Hello. Oh, he's all over my microphone, so that's not great. Yep, hi, say hello. Say hello. So the neckline was kind of stretched out and gaping when I sewed it originally with the 4th thread overlock. So I took it out and I redid it with a 3-thread narrow overlock. The other thing was the seam allowance was kind of flipping out. So it was gaping and then flipping over. So I did it with the 3-thread overlock, and it actually does sit a lot flatter, but it is not the it's not the same width all the way around, and I'm not really sure why, because the second time I sewed it I didn't really cut anything off, and so somehow like some parts of it are wider than others, and so it's not good. It's kind of embarrassing actually. I think it's kind of an embarrassing neckline, but it does sit a lot flatter, and the only other thing was I actually put some holes in it and that is because the sweater knit is very loosely woven, and so it kind of started to unravel. So I am not sure how to go about fixing it. Maybe it looks good enough. Maybe if, you know, maybe to people who don't know how to sew, they won't notice. Also, my hair can cover it. So yeah, I might just leave it as is, or maybe I'll take the band out again and redo it. I'm not sure. So well, other than that, it was actually a really easy project to complete. Nothing was too difficult. It looks harder than it is with the tie or the knot front detail. I love a knot front, so I was really excited that it actually wasn't that hard to construct, and it was definitely helpful to follow along with the with Brittany on her sew along. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it, minus the whole neckline and hem thing, but it's at least, I mean, it resembles a sweater, so that's a win in my book. Can you hear the purring? Oh, he actually looks really good with this orange background. Oh, aren't you beautiful? You're a beautiful baby. So let's talk about what I accomplished this week. So this week I managed to finish the sweater that I'm wearing, and I did that last weekend. And the other thing I did was trace off and cut out the fabric for the Sew House 7 toaster sweater version number 2. I'm probably the last person on earth to make this sweater, but I love it, so I think I'm going to try it out with my serger, and then my second ever serger project. So I have that all ready to go for this weekend. That's what I'm planning to do this weekend, is sew that up, and it's actually only 3 pattern pieces, so I'm kind of thinking it's not going to be too bad. So I might be able to finish that just one of the weekend days. I've been having some trouble lately just getting into a rhythm with sewing. Since COVID started, my husband's been working from home, and we share the loft space in our apartment. Half of it is my sewing space and half of it is his workspace. So on the weekdays, Monday through Friday, he works up there, and he has a very regular 9-to-5 job, so he gets that space during the weekdays. Then on the weekends, okay, goodbye, kitty. He's going to go into his bed. He pretty much matches the blanket that's on his bed. He's camouflaged. So on the weekends, that leaves the loft free for me to sew. And so we've been kind of doing that all throughout this last year. On the weekdays, he was up there working, and then the weekends I would go up there. And then on the weekdays, if I had some time, I would do things that I could do downstairs, which would include tracing off patterns, cutting out patterns. I do all of that downstairs anyways, just because there's more space. I can set up a table and I can cut out my fabric and things like that. So the problem is that when I have just the week and the weekend days to sew, it starts to feel a little oppressive. Like it feels like, okay, I've got 2 days, got to make it worth it, get going, you know? And sometimes on the weekends, I just want to relax and do nothing. And so I start to feel like this pressure, like, okay, you only have 2 days, get to it, you know? And so then I kind of was losing my sojo a little bit, and I was experimenting over Vlogmas with sewing for 1 hour a day, and that was really doable with his schedule. He would just come downstairs and work for like an hour or whatever, and I would go up there and sew, and that actually was not bad to sew for 1 hour every day, and I really did kind of like that rhythm. But I've kind of gotten out of it since Christmas, or since December. And so I've been having trouble figuring out, do I want to just try to sew a little bit on the weekdays and have him come down here and try to like work around his schedule? Do I want to just keep doing it upstairs on the weekends? So anyways, I've just been having some trouble figuring that out. So right now I'm still kind of going up there on weekends and sewing as much as I can, and I don't love it. So anyways, I'm just rambling on about nothing really. So my other weekend plan is slightly sewing adjacent, and it is this. I don't know how to knit. I know how to crochet. My mom taught me when I was young. I don't crochet a lot or very often, but I can do it. But I don't know how to knit, and I've always wanted to learn. So I finally bought some knitting needles, and I bought this really inexpensive acrylic yarn at Target. and I thought it was kind of cool with the different colors, and just it's something just to like practice with and learn with. So I think I'm going to look up a class on Craftsy and see if I can't quite figure out this whole knitting thing, because I noticed that a lot of people who sew also knit and crochet, and I want to be part of that party too. So that's my other weekend plan. Okay, now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, and that is an absolutely ridiculously giant fabric haul. And in my last fabric haul video, I said I wasn't gonna buy any more fabric, but I did it anyways. So I went to the Sewing and Stitchery Expo virtually at the end of February, and I discovered so many new fabric shops, and they all had a discount. So like I had to take advantage of it, right? I'm not going to justify it, okay? I'm not going to sit here and justify my excessive fabric hoarding and my excessive fabric spending. I did it. I spent the money and I bought some fabric, and I'm not going to justify it to myself or others. So actually, one of the reasons I bought some fabric was I wanted to buy some knit fabric to use with my serger that I got. I can't just get a serger and then not buy any knit fabric. So anyways, so I bought some knit fabric, and then I used a bunch of discounts from the Sew Expo vendors to buy some other knit fabric and some other nice fabric as well. Everything that I bought, except I think one, had a coupon code or discount. So let's get started and let me show you all this beautiful fabric. So I'm going to start off with the one order that I didn't use a coupon for, but the fabric was pretty inexpensive, so I don't feel bad about this. I bought this before the Sew Expo, actually. Before the Sew Expo, after I got my serger, and before the Sew Expo, there was like a couple weeks in between, I bought some knit fabric on Girl Charlie to use for my serger. Subsequently, I bought more fabric from the Sew Expo discounts, and we can talk about that later. But first, let me show you what I got from Girl Charlie. I got 3 different knits. I got this white and brown polka dotted knit. This is a French terry knit, and this is going to be the toaster sweater that I talked about. This is the leftover fabric that I already cut it out this week, so that's coming up there. And I spent $6.20 on this fabric. I bought 3 yards. The second thing I got from Girl Charlie was I'm looking at the receipt over here, a sweatshirt fleece, and it's this oatmeal color. It's really soft inside, like a sweatshirt. So I thought that would be a kind of a nice stable knit to kind of practice with. Also, this was $6.60 a yard. Then I actually bought more sweatshirt fleece, just in a different color. I bought this burgundy I thought was really pretty. This pretty burgundy sweatshirt fleece, and this was, $6.60 as well per yard. So all about $6 a yard. I think that's a pretty decent price. Next up is So English Fabrics. I made kind of a large purchase from them. At the Sew Expo, I actually took a class about knits with the owner, Amanda, and she is so knowledgeable. She knows her stuff. She knows her knits. She is the knit queen. So what's really cool is on their website, they actually have bundles of knit fabric, and it's bundles of 2 different knits, 2 yards each. So it's basically 4 yards of fabric. And a lot of times they put them on sale. They have what's called Fabric Chicken, and it is like a progressive discount over a few days. So anyways, I got these, I got 3 different bundles, and they were all, I think, 40% off. So I'll show you those. So the first bundle was this. This is a double brush polyester, and this is a rib knit. And that was it was $4.95 a yard. So I got 4 yards at $4.95 each. Then I got this bundle here. And this is another double brush polyester, and this is a performance knit, and I thought that might be kind of interesting to try sewing some workout clothes with. And then this is double brush polyester, and I have some double brush polyester from So English, and I love it. It is so soft and so comfortable to wear, so I'm really excited about that. The next bundle that I got was these two. These are both French terry. Oh, sorry, the last bundle I got for $6.75 a yard. So 4 yards at $6.75. And then this one is $5.25 a yard. And these are French terries. And I thought this might be kind of interesting to put together in a sweater or a project, maybe a dress, kind of like a color blocked situation. Sorry, I'm looking at the fabric in the camera instead of I'm looking at the fabric in the screen instead of the camera, so I can't help myself. It's so hard not to look at fabric, right? Anyway, so these 4 yards of French terry as well. So those were the yards that I got at So English. Highly recommend if you need to buy some knits. They have every kind of knit available. I mean, just so many different types of knits, and they're pretty inexpensive. So I think it's a really great place to buy knits if you don't already know. Oh, look, we have a visitor. Say hi. He's back. Hi, Ace. He's so curious. He's looking at the birds outside, and he's also curious with the fabric. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so that is it for knits. Another vendor that I discovered at the Sew Expo was an online shop that specializes in, my neighbor is naked across the way. It's like Friends. Okay, back to fabric. I discovered a fabric shop that specializes in outdoor fabric. Now, I've always kind of been interested in the idea of making my own hiking pants. So I took advantage of their coupon code and I bought some fabric that may work for some hiking pants. Anyways, the shop is called The Rain Shed. And like I said, they specialize in outdoor fabric. So everything that you need for outdoor clothing, outdoor gear, tents, backpacks, anything like that. They have a ton of selection. So I got this burgundy fabric, and this is called Solar Weave. And it's a lightweight UPF fabric that apparently is good for hiking pants. And I don't have a hiking pant pattern. I think there was an itch to stitch cargo pant that I was thinking about maybe using for this project, but I'm still working through it. I have the fabric, but I haven't quite worked through the rest of the project. So anyways, I got that. And then because I had to pay for shipping, I felt like I should buy more to make it worth it. Do you ever do that? Yeah. I'm really into workwear. I love the workwear style. And so I got this canvas. It's Carhartt fabric, Carhartt Expedition canvas. Oh, and I forgot to say that the Solar Weave I got for $6.93 a yard, and this one I got for $9.38 a yard. So anyways, this canvas I thought would make kind of a Carhartt style workwear jacket, maybe pants. It's kind of stiff. I don't know what's going to happen when I wash it. Look, you can see it's like super structured. Oh. Super structured. But anyways, kind of that Carhartt sort of look, canvas look situation, maybe. There's like a free pattern out there, Paola workwear jacket. That one might be good, or the Friday Pattern Company Ilford jacket, maybe, potentially. We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna get to this project anytime soon, but I bought it anyways. Next up, I discovered an online shop out of California called So Vintagely, and they have some stunning fabrics that are, she kind of gears her shop more towards heirloom sewing, so really fine cotton, linen. She has some amazing Swiss dot fabric. So if you sew for like baby clothes, baby christening, things like that, I think some historical sewing. She has a lot of fabrics that would be good for petticoats, things like that, but really, really pretty fabrics. And so I got two fabrics from her. One, this is Vintage Wash. This is a vintage wash linen in copper. I mean, I love my autumn tones. Like, yeah, I love it so much. And this was $7.79 a yard. $7.79 a half yard. My neighbor's still naked. Wow, okay. $7.79, so a little bit more splurgy, but it's really nice linen, and I think it'll be really nice for the summer. And yeah, I did that. So the other one that I got was an organic hemp and cotton shirting in charcoal, and this one was $5.57 for the half yard. This is the kind of shop that sells in the half yard. It's you know, it's nice. It's a nice fabric shop, and I feel like a lot of times I really do cheap out on fabric just because I feel like I'm always learning and I don't want to mess it up. So this is probably amongst the more expensive fabric that I've bought recently in a long time. So anyways, this really nice hemp organic cotton shirting, organic hemp organic cotton shirting. So this is a really nice, this will be a really nice top. Those are the two fabrics I got from Sew Vintagely. And I will put the links to these fabric shops in the description below if you want to do your own splurgy fabric shopping as well. The last thing that I got with my Sew Expo discounts were a couple of patterns from Style Maker Fabrics. They had a coupon, and so I actually bought some indie patterns, like the paper version instead of just the PDF. So I got these two. I got the toaster sweater, which we've already talked about, and I got the Nico top from True Bias as well. Again, buying up all the things to practice knits with. And then from them, I also got some Kylie and the Machine labels. They say one of a kind, and I've never used any kind of labels in my projects before because in general, I don't really like, I don't like labels on my clothes. They're itchy. But you know, you see it all over Instagram and you kind of get persuaded, and I thought, you know what, let me just try it out this one time and maybe hopefully they won't be itchy. And if they're itchy, maybe I'll sew them like on the outside or something. I'll do something creative that way. Okay, the last fabric order that I made has nothing to do with the Sew Expo, but I did have a coupon code because they had an anniversary sale. And this is literally the last fabric. I promise, this is the last fabric that I'm going to buy for a while. It has to be because I don't have space for any more fabric. I don't know if you've seen the video of my loft space, but there's not a lot of room up there. So I can't be buying more fabric, but I will show you this. So the last fabric that I will ever buy is this fabric. The last fabric I will ever buy, I bought from Stone Mountain and Daughter, which is a shop in Berkeley, California. They have a brick and mortar. I think it's been maybe closed since COVID, but they have an online shop. And I have been there in person actually, and it's a really, really nice shop. And this was really splurgy fabric for me. The splurgiest of the splurges here. Hold on, let me get the receipt. Okay, so I got this Tencel Twill in crimson. I feel like I have to like hold it more carefully or something. Tencel Twill, and this was $15.20 a yard. That was with my coupon. So I have that. Don't know what I'm gonna make. Another thing I said I wasn't gonna do was buy fabric without plans in mind, and yeah, that didn't work out so well. Next, I bought some really gorgeous linen. This is the Monaco Linen in Raisin, and this was $18.40 a yard. But look at it. It's so beautiful. What should I make out of it? Okay, so I got 3 yards. So 3 yards of linen, really nice linen. What should I make? Tell me. Give me your ideas. Okay. That's what I got from them. I also got the matching thread. So that's it. That is my huge, huge, huge fabric haul. I have it all in a pile here, and it's kind of a lot. It feels excessive. But like I said, I'm not making apologies. Are you annoyed with me saying I'm not making apologies? I'm not making apologies. Anyways, okay, so that is all I have for you. Let's see, we talked about my newest project, we talked about what I did this week, we talked about my problems with my sojo and my working space, we talked about what I'm going to do this weekend, and we talked about all the fabric. So I look forward to seeing all of your Friday Sews videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.